They say that you're not supposed to remember much when you're 3 years old. And of course, there's most of it that becomes a blur, but I do remember some things very, very clearly. And they come in the form of pictures. My mom was only 26 years old and had lived a rather pampered life in Vienna. And here she was on her own with 2 little babies. My mom had no language in terms of speaking any English, and she didn't have a job, and she had no money, and we were staying with relatives. Second cousins had let us use their bedroom, and they were sleeping in the living room. They convinced my mom that it would be best for her to get on her feet and put us into a children's shelter, which she did. It was out in Long Island. And they separated me from my brother, kicking and screaming, and I did not understand what was happening because I didn't speak English. So all these people were speaking to me, and there was no clue as to what they were saying. I do remember that I was isolated in a room by myself. I think I had a cold, and at that time they isolated children. And I was in a crib, and I did not know how to turn doorknobs. However, in the middle of this, a little man appeared with a lemon lollipop, and he was dressed in red, and I did not know what this was all about, but it was midwinter, so you can guess who it was. And I shook my head no. I see him there, I see myself shaking my head. But when he left the door ajar. And this was my big opportunity, so I climbed out of the crib, padded out into the hallway, in my nightie, barefoot, out the front steps of the institution, down the steps and into the snow. And the last thing I remember about that incident, I was swooped down upon by a nurse, and that was the end of my going out searching for my mother, which was the intent of that whole flight.